My name is Oakley Blakeman. I'm a senior here at Spearfish High School. I wrestled 145 this year. Came in the state tournament this past weekend, one seed, ended up getting second. Had a pretty quick first match, pinned him first period. Second match, wrestled a kid that I wrestled quite a bit this year. Pretty solid kid, good match there. Third match in the semis, had a pretty close one with a peer kid. Feeling really good. Going to the finals felt pretty good, just trying to stay relaxed, and he just out-wrestled me. But overall, I think it was a pretty good tournament for the Spartans. We had a pretty solid lineup with our about 4 or 5 placers. We came in pretty strong, thought we could have finished a little better in the placing rounds, but we did pretty good. The season was pretty solid, really pushing these younger kids to stick with it and enjoy it while it lasts.
I'm Clay Donovan. I was a senior here at Spearfish High School. So I wrestled kid from Beresford, Alchester, just kind of a lanky kid, I guess. I mean, I was hoping to try and pin him, but he's just kind of funky like that. I ended up majoring him, but it was all right. Then next round, wrestled a Watertown kid, Ian Johnson. He was a solid wrestler, just throwing stuff at me I hadn't seen before. Just managed to take him down in the third period. That was pretty big. And then in the second period, I was able to ride him out. So that was really helpful as well. And then third match, I had Quarter Doney in the semifinals. We'd been going back and forth all year. He managed to get me this time, though. He ended up winning by 1. He took me down in the first period, and that was really big for him. But, yeah, I tried to come back, but, I mean, he's just a solid wrestler all around. And then I ended wrestling the T kid. Sam Wardle's his name. He's a pretty good wrestler. I mean, just stout, short little stout kid, but, I mean, his shot defense is really good. I didn't even take him down, I think, till the third period, so he's a solid wrestler all around. But then, yeah, unfortunately in my last match, I had to wrestle Ian Johnson again from Watertown. I took him down, and then he switched his hips, and he caught me lacking. But, yeah, he ended up pinning me there. But, I mean, I think a solid tournament all around. It was pretty fun this year, honestly. It was obviously more, like, kind of focused, I guess. I was trying to win, but I think a lot of the guys on the team, you know, they came ready to work as well, and they made it a real fun environment. Just, you know, when everybody's there and they're like wanting the team to win, like John Jeffrey, Oakley Blakeman, Quentin Carlson, those guys. I mean, they came in every day and they were ready to work, and I mean, props to them. Obviously, it showed. They did pretty. John didn't end up placing or Quentin, but Oakley got second. So, I mean, obviously, a lot better than last year. So, putting in the work shows, and then, yeah, we got a good group of guys, and our team's pretty young, so looking forward to next year. Oakley and I and Corbin Harris, we're the only seniors this year, so a lot of those guys are returning. Our coach, Bokker, he's looking to probably try and place a couple more next year, and I think they should be able to do it. So looking for them next year, and looks bright.
We're at Spearfish High School visiting with their head wrestling coach, John Bokker, and returned from the state tournament, and proud of the Spartans.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we brought 7 boys over. We actually got 2 alternates, but they didn't make it in. They had to either somebody not make weight or skin checks if they didn't pass those. But we did get the 7 guys in. We had 3 seeded guys. Those guys are, you know, they're going to have that easier first round match. Those other guys that didn't have that, they weren't seeded. We drew Navarro Shunky, and we drew. I mean, at heavyweight, we had some tough first round matches with those guys that weren't seeded. Clay Donovan, Oakley Blakeman, and John Jeffrey were all seeded, so they won their first round matches. Our other guys, we knew that those first ones are going to be tough, and then coming back, we had opportunity to win those next ones and start working our way back. At 120, John Jeffrey won his first match, and then he was in quarters with a pretty tough kid that we lost to by 1 point earlier in the year from Brookings. So we knew that was going to be a pretty good match, and we ended up losing to him. And then we were like, oh, we got a winnable match, but the number 4 seed goes and gets beat in the first round. So we have when they come back, they have something called a blood round. And in the blood round, that's you either win and you're in to place or you lose and you're out. and John Jeffrey had to wrestle the number 4 seed in that blood round. So we didn't end up coming out on top on that. So I felt kind of bad for him, but I mean, he's young and he's hungry and he's ready for next year, something to work on there. And then at 145, Oakley Blakeman did amazing all the way through up to the championship match, and we were winning with a minute left. And the guy we were wrestling, he has like the opposite style we have is a guy, Jagger Tyler, I think his name is, from Mitchell. And we're an offensive wrestler, and he's a defensive wrestler. So we kept on coming after him, and he's a really long guy. And we got in deep on a shot and kind of got in a situation where we got our leg caught under there, and we didn't come out on top of that one either. So Oakley ended up taking second, but that's the best he's ever done. He finished his career with 215 wins, which is pretty amazing. And I mean, he had a great career. Excellent leader. I thought his senior year, he was one of the best leaders we had in the room. He took some of those young guys. We had another senior that made it to state, Corbin Harris. It was his first year, and Oakley kind of worked with him a lot after practice and during practice, and definitely going to be a guy we miss in the room as well as on the mat, because I mean, he had a pretty amazing career for anybody. 215 wins. He had probably 150 pins in his career. So great guy. And then Clay Donovan. Clay was seated second there. He made it into the semifinals against Corderdoni. We were 2-1 against him going in. We were down by 3 points with about 5 seconds left, and we reversed him. And you got to get a 2 swipe to get 2 points, and we got a 1 swipe on him. So I mean, we were basically a second away from making it to the state championship for Clay. So that was a huge heartbreaker. I know a lot of times seniors, they lose the opportunity to win that state championship, but Clay bounced back, comes in for the 3rd place match. We end up taking 4th there. The crazy thing was that in that weight class, the number 1 seed took 6th. So I mean, at 152, you wrestle that whole entire weight class again the next day, and it might come out completely different. I mean, those guys were so evenly matched, and there were some really good matches at state, I thought. Clay, once again, amazing leader. He's been my team captain for 3 years. He has a 4.1 GPA. He's looking at several schools, Purdue and all this, to go to be an engineer. And he's going places. Yeah, I know today he's even leaving for state debate. He's probably going to be a state champion this weekend in debate. Just an amazing kid all around. Like I said, just like Oakley, he's going to be a huge loss in our room, not just points on the mat, but as far as leadership comes too. So that was our placers. Then we had Corbin Harris in there too. Mason Schloop, he came back and won a match. Then he ran into another tough guy coming into that blood round. Then Asher Peel, an 8th grader, made it to state. It's 220 is a pretty tough weight class for anybody, especially an 8th grader. And we weighed about 200 pounds, so we were like underage and undersized in that weight class. I think he's going to do some amazing things too. Asher, he's just going to grow and get stronger and bigger. And then Matthew Medina, he was our heavyweight. He draws the number 1 seed, Navarro Shunky, who, I mean, that guy's a monster. And once again, we're young and we're undersized. He weighed about 225, and heavyweight you can weigh up to 285. So he was a little bit small there, but great experience for those young guys. It was good to be at state with and get that experience for them, because the future they're going to be there once again.
Colleges look at more than just athletic ability, and some of those intangibles, some of that integrity is what really helped your program.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, we have great people. I think that as far as the year goes, I think it was our best year ever for our room. Our room had a great atmosphere. We had 9 8th graders in our room, 9 freshmen, a handful of 7th graders that practiced with us all year long. There was actually some guys that came in and practiced with us that didn't even compete just because they liked the atmosphere, and it was good for them. And I have guys calling me on the phone right now, like, when are we going to do stuff? And I was like, well, take a week off and we'll start back up next week, because I mean the next season starts right now. But it was a great year. I can't thank my coaches enough. Coach Martin does an excellent job. I mean, we got our girls program is awesome right now. Hopefully we can get some of those bigger girls into our girls program, as well as our younger guys are coming in. We had 60 some guys in the middle school, so our future is definitely bright. Coach Powers is an amazing guy. He worked with the girls too and the guys, and then Coach Newhart. I show moves on him every day, so I definitely owe him a couple chiropractor bills and coming in, and just a great group of guys. We had Max Donovan in our room. He helped out with the middle school and as well as the high school, and a kid named Tommy Neal. He was a guy up at Black Hills State. And then Scott Ellingson, Jacob Ellingson's dad, he came in and helped out with us. So we had amazing atmosphere, great coaches, and I can't thank everybody enough for the season. It was awesome.
Well, congratulations again, Coach Bokker, for a great season for the Spartans.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the future.